Today, we are diving into the world of candle magic, a practice that's both powerful and refreshingly simple. I'm Laura Graves, and you are listening to Whispering Witchcraft. If you ever felt overwhelmed by complex rituals or worry about not having the right tools, Candle Magics offer a solution that's accessible and very personal. Whether you are just beginning or looking for something more subtle to connect with your craft, this approach might be exactly what you need. Just a disclaimer before we start, this is just one way to practice, and it is based on my own experience. So feel free to explore whatever resonates with you. So, what is candle magic and why is so powerful? Candle magic is one of the oldest and most universal forms of magic, practiced across cultures and centuries by witches, shamans, and spiritualists. It is a straightforward yet powerful method passed down to generations, offering a tangible way to manifest your desires and bring clarity to your life. The flame of a candle symbolizes transformation, inspiration. When you light a candle, you are igniting your intentions and send them to the universe. What makes candle magic so powerful is simplicity. If I have nothing, no tools at all, I know that a single candle can do the job. This is why I love so much. It adapts to my needs, whether for a quick intention or a long-term goal. Candle magic is a form of sympathetic magic, based on the principle that like attracts like. It is the simplest and oldest way to do magic, and it is discreet for those who prefer to keep their practice private. In essence, the candle acts like a physical representation of your intentions, serving as a focal point for your thoughts and for your energy. As the flame flickers and the wax melts, it reflects the transformation you wish to bring to your life. Every single person works their magic in different ways. My way is very connected with the elements. In the case of candle magic, fire represents for me transformation, passion, and energy. Nothing touched by fire stays the same. It is the element that fuels change and ignites our deepest desires. The flame drives our intentions and manifests our goals. Then we have air, the oxygen feeding the flame, symbolize life, inspiration, and thought, carrying our wishes and prayers to the universe. The water is present on the melted wax, representing the emotions, intuitions, and our subconscious mind. The running wax mirrors the flow of our inner feelings. The earth, represented by the solid wax, is grounding, is stability, and the physical manifestation of our desires. The solid wax provides foundation for our intentions. Through candle magic, we can connect with the elements to manifest our desires and create a meaningful change in our lives. Now it's time to choose the right candle for the spell. But you might wonder, does it really matter what candle I use? And the answer is yes and no. Colors can play a role in your spell intention. For example, green is often used for prosperity spells, but this can vary based on your tradition or your cultural beliefs. For example, if your country currency doesn't have green bells, maybe you can choose another candle, for example, yellow, symbolizing gold. But don't stress if you don't have the right color. White candles can be used for any purpose, making them a great all-around option. The candle size can also match the intensity of your spell. Small candles, quick intentions, large ones for long-term works, or perhaps the amount of candles that you are using can also change depending on how you work your spell. If you want to boost your spell, you can also use candles shaped like figurines or other forms. Personally, I love wax figurines because they combine symbolism and practicality. Once the spell is done, the figurines melts away, leaving no clutter or stagnant energy behind. So normally I would prefer to use wax dolls instead the ones made of fabric. But I will talk a little bit more later about how to handle the leftover wax. The most amazing thing about shaped candles is the power of putting you in the right mood only looking to this candle, because if you have like problems visualizing inside of your head, the shaped candles, they are there. You can touch them, you see them, and if you do the dressings, you are like dressing your desire and feel amazing. And it's not only in the part of intentions, also the aesthetics. I put in my altar, and they look so good, so good. It's like on point on the mood that I was expecting for the ritual. So I only recommend. It's very great. And talking about preparation, let's talk a little bit about how to prepare your candle. Once you have chosen your candle, it is important to prepare it before beginning your spell. This is the step that clears any residual energy the candle may have picked up before arrives to you, and also the time to infuse with your own specific intention. As I said before, candles pass through many hands before reaching you, picking up various energies along the way. This is why cleanse is very important. You can use smoke, salt, moon water. This process reset the candle. Then you can also choose if you want to carve something in the candle. Carve symbols, words, sigils. For a self-love spell, for example, you might carve a heart or your initials. This is a very personal touch, and you can choose whatever resonates with you. Another thing that you can do is anoint the candle. We call also this like dressing the candle. You can use like oils that connects directly with your goal. That can be, for example, if you're doing a love spell, you can use rose oil for it. You rub the oil in the candle as you visualize your goal. This step is not just a physical thing, it's about infusing the candle with your own energy. Another way also is using herbs or powders that correspond to your intention. But be mindful, because herbs combined with wax can be very dangerous depending how much and what kind of herbs you're using. That can be a fire hazard. So as I always say, don't leave the candles alone, and have some water around in case something happens. And then after you are ready with your candle, the candle is prepared and ready to go. It's time to prepare the space where are you going to do your work. This can be as simple as you want, or can be a very elaborated thing. It's totally up to you and how you work your magic. I have here already some episodes that we talk about casting the circle, how to make the altar, how you work your energy during the ritual, working through the grounding and centering and directing. So please check these episodes, because then if you have no experience, they will help you a lot in a way to do this in a simplest way, so you don't get overwhelmed. Okay? Now it's time to light the candle. Everything is prepared, and it's time to start with the magic. When you light the candle, hold your intention firmly in your mind. Imagine your intention igniting and sending this energy to the universe. Watch the flame dancing, and this is the physical manifestation of your intention. As the candle burns, visualize your goal. For love, imagine yourself surrounded by this warmth. For protection, you can see this unbreakable barrier around you. This is a very good way to strengthen this connection. Allow the candle to burn for as long as needed. For quick intentions, let it burn completely in one sitting. But when you're doing like long-term goals, You can burn a little bit every day. After your spell is done, thank any deities or spirit that you call upon, and perhaps leaving an offering can be a good gesture as well. Okay, now everything is done. Your spell is done and running. And here comes the question, what should I do with the leftover wax? This wax carries the energy of your spell, so handle carefully. For attraction spells, you can keep the wax as a reminder or bury in a symbolic place. For banishing spells, dispose of the wax far away from your home, but be mindful of the environment when you're disposing any spells, any offerings as well. I get very annoyed when people say, oh, yeah, I disposed this offering here and blah, blah, blah. And then when you see the kind of offering they are leaving, they are very harmful for the wildlife or for the trees and plants around. So please be careful how you are disposing this, and if it is not safe, please just throw away in a trash can. This is way better than harming the environment, the nature, the animals around you. Okay. Another option that some people do it is reusing the wax, but I can say that this can be a little bit tricky, and you need to be very aware how are you reusing this wax. Too much intention and spiritual work are now within this wax. And for me, for example, unless I'm doing exactly the same spell for the same goal, I'm not using the wax again, because all this intention that it is inside of this wax can be harmful for the next spell that I'm doing with this wax. So things can be a little bit tricky, so I prefer not. Another option is use this wax melt warmer. Nowadays, people are using this a lot. It's like a ceramic thingy that you put scented wax melts over it, and then you light a tea candle, and then this makes the wax that is up to melt and evaporate it. So this is also an option if you want to get rid of everything and had nothing left from your spell. So you can do that, and I think this is a very good way to get rid of everything, and you don't need to concern about the environment or where you're disposing, because it's everything out. So my own personal rule is new spell, new candles, and this is valid for half-burnt candles as well. Do not light a candle to banish something, and then a few months later, you light the same candle again to attract something for you. If you consecrate a candle for a specific intention, like protection, put a label on it and use only for this intention. Another thing, for example, if you're a practitioner that do the Sabbats, you can reuse the candles. But I have my Beltane candle, and then I have my Soulway candle, and I don't mix them. I reuse them because they are big, but I don't use one Sabbath candle to another Sabbath. In this way, you keep everything clean and everything very straightforward. Keeping on this subject about quote-unquote turning off the candles and reusing again, I normally don't blow out my candles. I snuff them out. I have a candle metal thingy that I use to snuff out, and for me that represents that my spell is on pause. Also, before I extinguish any candle, I always let the deities or the spirits know what I'm doing, why I'm doing, and this can vary the way you can inform them. For example, I like to say a few words when I'm putting down the flame, and something along the lines, as I extinguish this candle, I let continue burning bright in the spiritual realms until I lit again here in the physical, or something around this. So then, the spirits, the deities, the elements, I don't know, whoever you called, knows what's going on, and I find this very respectful, because you call them here, and then you're like closing the door in their face and say bye, choose, and no explanation at all, you know. This is my way to do it, and I think works very well. So let them know. I will extinguish this candle now, and then I will relight again tomorrow. And then we are doing this work for this amount of days. And then when you are in the last day, you let them know, okay, I will let this candle burn until the end. And this, it means also that this spell is done. It's like talking with your friends. You don't just do things and don't give any explanation. It's like rude. So, candle magic. It is beautiful, huh? It's accessible, it's practical, and it's very easy to do it. As you explore, you will develop your own methods, and that is exactly how it should be. I would love to hear more about your experience and how you do your magic. Please leave in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe so you never miss any update. And until next time, I'm Laura Graves, and this was Whispering Witchcraft. You can find all my socials in the description.